Your winner on mat number 1. Wrestling Club Laura Anderson. A big victory for her as we start things off here this morning.
And I got a free Brewer shirt out.
Coming up next on mat number 1.
Coming to mat 1, it's going to be Jessica Medina, Shelby Morrison. Morrison in the red singlet, Medina in the blue. This is still in the 53 kilogram weight class, women's freestyle.
Once again, USA Wrestling is endorsing a charity auction this year. World Team Trials at the Alliant Energy Center here in Madison.
Morrison and Medina, they're wrestling out of the 11 and 6 seeds. They were wrestling into Amy Fearnside. Fearnside was 4th in the U.S. Open. That's who they'll be setting up a quarterfinal match with. Morrison in red, Medina in blue. Shelby Morrison, University National 2nd place. She's from Amarillo, Texas. And Morrison's looking for a go behind. Now she drives in, over-under situation. Medina jacking up the underhooks, looking for double unders. Morrison swims out of that. Now we're working 2-on-1, back to the underhook on the right for Medina. Single leg takedown for Medina. 2 points up on the board. Now she's working a figure 4 leg lock on the left side. Into a gut wrench. Now she's giving up on the gut wrench. She's hipping over. Looking to break that 90 degrees for a 2-point exposure. They're brought back up to the feet. 2-0 lead for Medina in the blue singlet. And interlocking fingers being slapped away there. Medina driving forward now, 2-on-1. Sweep single attempt by Morrison. She's looking to shelve the ankle. Now Medina comes over the top. Remember, in freestyle wrestling, with the leg in there, you're not going to be rewarded with the takedown as you would in folk style. Now Morrison readjusts her position. Close wizard for Medina. Back up to our feet. 45 seconds to go here in our opening period. Jessica Medina leads Shelby Morrison at 53 kilograms in the women's freestyle division. And on the broadcast, we're going to welcome Mark Joel Cover. Here on mat 1, I'm Brock Height alongside Mark Joel Cover. We're in a quad pod here. Medina looking for a takedown. Gets the 3rd supporting point down. Takedown from Medina. She now leads 4-0. We're going to the break with that 4-0 lead for Medina.
We'll go to the second period, 4-0 the score.
We're in our round of 16 championship bracket in the challenge tournament, 53 kilograms. Wiki Condor sits in the best of 3 series, awaiting the challenge bracket champion.
We'll get started here, second period. Medina and Morrison. Medina taking that 4-0 lead early. And Morrison in on a single leg, looking to build that back up to her feet, but she kind of limp arms out, and we'll go into a Medina gets double overhooks and a headlock attempt from Morrison and slips out, and Medina will just go back on her feet. That's just a wash.
Slip throw, white paddle by both the chair and judge on that. Slip throw's been something that they've brought back.
Good single leg attempt there from Morrison, but definitely needs to get right back to her offense here and build some points, and she does. She goes back to that single leg, but Medina able to get an easy spin behind for the 2, and now she's working on top for that gut.
And they're brought back up to their feet. Medina's been looking for that figure 4 leg ride on the left side. She's looking to hip over to create the exposure and maybe get to a gut wrench coming back to that left side.
Yeah, Morrison's firing off that single leg to the left side, trying to get something going, but she just keeps getting extended with that left hand out and her head down. She's going to need to try and explode through there. Again, she gets that single leg, trying to run the corner here, a little trick knee. Medina's got that ankle wizard, but she loses it. And Morrison's still working on a single. She's got to continue to work behind Medina or bring that foot back up to our feet, or else we're going to see a stalemate. And a cross ankle pick from Medina on that single leg defense, and she's going to get the takedown off of Morrison's shot, and she goes up 8-0.
Remember, freestyle wrestling now, technical falls back to 10 points. It was 7 very briefly under the new, the brought back 2 3-minute period rules. We're no longer going best 2 or 3 periods. His cumulative score, technical fall was at 7. It's pushed back to 10 points. Very good rule change. I think everybody in the wrestling community has been happy with the way freestyle wrestling has been going.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the new rules with the 2 3-minute periods and everything that they've done recently with the 2-point takedowns, no 1-point turns anymore?
Yeah, I definitely like it. They're just trying to produce as much action as they can and make it more interesting for the fans. Obviously, taking away stuff like the clinch and the ball grab makes it a little more dependent on the athletes. I really like the overtime, though. I'm not a big fan of tie matches just ending with a last point score. I wish they would go back to the overtime and let guys settle it, let the wrestlers settle it on the mat instead of just doing a last score kind of thing, or who scored a 4-pointer compared to a couple 2s. But Medina in that front head off of Morrison's shot, and she'll get the easy spin behind, and that'll end it with a 10-0 tech fall for Jessica Medina. She'll move on to the next round over Shelby Morrison.
And she's going to be taking on Amy Fearnside of Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. That'll be a quarterfinal matchup in the bottom half of the bracket at 53 kilograms.